Good morning. This is your Un-Bougie Foodie, Wesley Wright. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is a wonderful Saturday morning, the last day of the year, people. Thank you so much again for tuning in. I know you all are so busy out, probably preparing for tonight. Not sure what you have planned, what you got going on, but hey. I hope everyone is doing okay today. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit flustered. I have a special guest in the booth, in the station. I got my nephew here from Los Angeles. What's up?
How you doing, everybody?
Rashawn.
How you doing? Uncle's been treating me to the wonderful food life here in St. Paul. It's a lot different, but I love it so far. I'm loving it.
Great. I'm glad that you're here. Yeah, we really have been like freaking tracked today. Well, throughout the whole entire week, actually. So, I've been trying to just introduce him to new places. Just new different types of foods and so forth. I think I would hope that he likes them, but you can't ever tell with young people.
Which no. I've been loving everything. I'm always open to trying new foods, and trust me, if I didn't like it, I'd make sure you knew before we left.
Yes, I'm quite sure you would have. Anyway, again, I want to thank you all so much for tuning in to us. As always, this is a show about food, and I'm actually going to be just kind of like, you may have heard me talk about some of these food places before, and but to also get someone else's perspective that, my family member, thankfully, that has come in from, Los Angeles, Cali, up in the house, and giving them an experience to the types of foods that we have here in St. Paul. I want to start off and I will kind of go down the list on the places that we've gone to. I mean, the night that he got in, it was Christmas. It was that Sunday, and as you know, it was crazy icy out there, and yeah, but I had to feed him. So we stopped at, honestly, I did not think that this food truck was actually going to be open, but it is El Chilo. El Chilo is located, it's in a very odd space. It is across the street from the downtowner St. Paul, the downtowner car wash in St. Paul, but specifically in the Best Pond parking lot. So it's across the street from, if you know where the downtowner car wash is, El Chilo is there. And I'm telling you, I'm glad that really they were the only ones that were open, because other places that I checked, they were already closed. And I was like, dang, I can't have him come and he don't eat nothing. Anyway, we had a number of tacos, and I've talked about them in the past. I love their tacos. When some friends were living over in the area, it was always, I would go there first, and they weren't too sure about if they were going to eat from a food truck.
I'm from LA, I have no qualm.
Right, exactly. Now, that's what I'm saying. You know about, just about every food truck. Okay, myself, I used to live at one point in Tijuana in Mexico. So the different types of food trucks that they have there, if I didn't get sick, I'm still alive. There is nothing, I think, that is going to cause me to get ill, except for avocado. Yeah, you heard that. But I tell you, I don't know why some people, I should say, some of my friends are a little bit hesitant about going to a food truck. But the tacos here at El Chilo are awesome. I mean, we had lengua, we had cabeza, carnitas,
carne asada.
Yeah, and barbacoa. I just love their salsa that they offer, the tomatillo sauce that they have. And, they do have different heat levels, because there's one that definitely is the tomatillo. It's a milder type of heat. Then there's a red one, which I think it's salsa roja, if I'm not mistaken. And then there is this I don't know. It looked like, be honest, it really looks like it's wasabi, just liquid wasabi. And
man.
I'm telling you, you put that on your tongue or on your food, and it's over. It really is over. Really is over. But like I said, they are located directly across the street from Downtowner Car Wash in St. Paul. In the Best Pond parking lot. You can't miss them. They're always on the corner. And as I always said, if you see folks of that ethnicity going to that food truck in large numbers, as well as other ethnicities going there, it's got to be good. Come on,
doing something right.
Exactly. What did you think of the tacos? I'm just gonna refer to my nephew as RJ because he knows why. But anyway,
no, I really loved them. In my experience, some taco trucks are they skimp a little bit in the meat department, but El Chilo, not one of these establishments. They gave you a very generous portion, and it was great. I had a great experience, especially for that being my very first 30 minutes in St. Paul.
Yes,
it was a great way to start off my week.
Yeah. So if you, I posted that on my personal page. I wanted to make sure that my family members in California, they knew that he got here okay. But, I was showing them, yes, I'm feeding him. I am feeding him. So you don't have to worry. They know that when even any of my relatives, my father has come, my sister has come, now my nephew has come, they all know that I'm going to feed them. Or in the case of my father, he's going to feed me and cook and everything like that. My sister did too. So, but they know that they're going to have a great food experience. Having an opportunity to share my passion, if you would, about food, cooking, and going to different restaurants and everything gives me an opportunity to share with them, as well as with you, my listeners out there, my favorite places or new places. And he's here. He gonna feel all the brunt of that. I think our next place, after just we took the time to get caught up a little bit, and next day I think it was what I had to. Did I have to go to work? No. That wasn't it. The next day was Monday. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we kind of hung out and just the next place I said that I wanted to take him for his other first time food experience, because folks over on the West Coast, we have great. I no longer live there. They originally where I'm from have great burgers as well, but they have nothing like a Juicy Lucy.
I didn't even know what it was.
Exactly.
He had to school me real quick.
So here the first time I came to Minnesota, and some other friends had said, hey, you need to try a Juicy Lucy. And I'm like, okay, then I don't know where to go. And so I had to really research and find out. And of course, that could be for a totally another show too. Where is the best Juicy Lucy in town? And I know that there will be a number of people that will tell me Matt's 558, the Nook, Tin Cup. What's the other one? There's another place. Blue Door. So there are so many different types that offer, some of them called them the Bluesy or the Lucy Juicy or something. I know he's over here laughing and grinning, but it's true. It's very true. In this case, I chose to take him to the Nook. Now, if you're not familiar, the Nook is located at 492 Hamlin Avenue South. Their telephone number is 651-698-4347. Again, the Nook. I think it's a great establishment. I love the fact that it's neighborhood bar / restaurant / burger joint, I should say, / bowling alley. So if you're, I was telling him I had been there and only had set up in the upper portion of the restaurant. Well, it was full when we went. Yeah. And they said, well, you could have immediate seating and downstairs, so we were like, sure, no problem. We went downstairs, total shock and surprise. What was on the ceilings?
It was Dollar bills.
Dollar bills.
That customers had customized with either shout outs to family.
Yeah, exactly.
Compliments on the food. It was pretty cool.
I'll be happy to post that on my Facebook page. But honestly, if you have not, you could go to my personal page. But, again, it's an interesting site because literally it looks like it's paper tinsel hanging from the ceiling all over the place. And they had Christmas ornaments and so forth that were around, but it was just a unique experience to sit downstairs. The food, though, itself, the different types of hamburgers that they have there, yeah, you can have just so many different options to choose from. What did you have? You remember? He doesn't even remember. See, why has it got to be me to remember? He had...
You're the Un-Bougie Foodie.
Thank you. He had the... it's called Guy's Big Bite. So if you're familiar with Guy Fieri from Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives made a visit to St. Paul or Minneapolis in general to find the best burger or unique food spot for a burger. And of course, he went to the Nook. Now, with that they created a burger for him. Mm-hmm. It was with pepper jack cheese.
I think they had provolone on it too.
Yep. But considering that this was on the inside, I mean, here remember it was a Juicy Lucy, so that pepper jack cheese was on the inside, plus the cheese that was on the outside of the actual meat itself, and then you could get it with grilled or caramelized onions, if you would, fried or raw, if you prefer.
I got fried.
Yep. And then the fries, a good healthy portion of fries. I love the bun and everything that they use on it. And I tell you, going back and looking at the time that he came or visited the Nook, I mean, I'm telling you, these guys, the quality of the food, if you've never been there before, you really need to go. The quality of the food is on point. I will say, I myself, I was going to have what I thought was going to be a Juicy Lucy that was with Swiss cheese and mushrooms. Mind you, it was a little bit of a change because they have a Philly steak Juicy Lucy, which would be, the Swiss cheese, mushrooms, green onions, and
they have green peppers too, right?
And green pepper, yes, exactly. And that was going to be on. And now I did ask the server. Perhaps I shouldn't have tried to customize that, but it was my fault. It came as a regular Swiss mushroom and Swiss burger, which wasn't bad. I mean, admittedly, I still paid for it, of course, and I did mention because we had the conversation and everything. Again, nothing bad about the food. I think that was just the only thing. It maybe have just been a hiccup. It did get quite busy, so I take it maybe that may have been the case.
Might have been.
She was very accommodating, so we didn't have to pay for that. But it was just the fact that I really wanted to have that Juicy Lucy. I wanted to have that. I really wanted to have that. But again, if you're not familiar to the area of where the Nook is located, again, it is 492 Hamlin Avenue, and that is in St. Paul. I don't think they do any type of delivery. Some of these places, I haven't researched on delivery because it's always, I like to go out and experience it, whatever within the city. Rather than just staying at home, meeting interesting people while you're having dinner or just out and about, which is really cool. What did you think about the Nook, nephew?
I loved it. It was amazing. Like I said, I've never had a Juicy Lucy before. I didn't know what it was. The thought of putting the cheese inside the meat was just mind-blowing. And the quality of the burger, the meat was so tender. Everything was just great. I had a good time. My uncle loves to photograph his food, as I'm sure you guys are well aware.
Blah blah blah. Yes,
But-
it comes with the territory.
I understood that. I just wasn't accustomed to having to eat my burger all nice and slow,
brother.
so he can take his photos. But it was great. I loved it. You know, I didn't want to eat my burger slow.
He never wants to eat anything slow like that. He's one of those fast eaters.
What?
You are. You're a fast eater. You're a fast eater.
I feel like eating food fast is a compliment to the chef.
Whatever. Well, anyway, again, the Nook. You got to visit the Nook. You got to enjoy that chance to have a juicy Lucy, man. And I'm telling you, I really believe that I'm going to have to do a segment on, the best juicy Lucy's in town. Now, that means that I am going to go to some of these places. However, I will be asking my audience, my listeners out there, if you have any type of suggestion as to, what's the best juicy Lucy in town, please let me know. You could always send me a tweet. Yeah, you can leave a message on my Facebook page. Please do so at the Un-Bougie Foodie. Or you can, you want to send me an email, you could do that as well. Just send it to theunbougiefoodie@gmail.com. If you're interested, again, to seeing the different types of photos and so forth that I take of places that I've gone to and foods, you could go to Instagram, which is _Un-Bougie Foodie. Twitter, as I mentioned, is Un-Bougie Foodie. And then, of course, there is Snapchat. I don't get a chance to Snapchat that often.
That would be a good venue for you. You should try and incorporate that.
Yes. I do have Snapchat. I do. So, un-Bougie Foodie. So, please feel free to follow me. I mean, I've done one or two, but it hasn't been as... it's hard when you're working by yourself sometimes, and you want to take that photo of that delicious mouth-watering burger or those fries that are just nice and hot and crispy. And I'm taking a photo of them and put my phone down. I don't have an opportunity to, I have to now Snapchat my food or anything. It's like, I want to eat. I need to eat something. Anyway, enough jokes aside. But again, those are the different types of social medias that you could get in contact with me at. Again, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and email, and even Snapchat. Please look for the Un-Bougie Foodie. I want to give a shout out to Laura Welter in Evergrove Heights. I apologize. Not sure what happened to the gift certificate, but I am making sure that it is in the mail. You should be getting that perhaps in the next 3 days. So please look out for that. She was our contest winner for the $25 gift certificate to Yarusso's Brothers Italian Restaurant. Please enjoy that. I hope to actually do another contest in the very near future. Trying to do some other things as well, new projects that are coming up. I'm looking forward to possibly doing an on-site broadcast at maybe a local restaurant. More information on that is going to be coming on upcoming shows of the Un-Bougie Foodie. So please make sure that you're tuning in and listening. I want to thank WEQY as always for giving us this opportunity to have this type of a show. So shout out to WEQY, again, the voice of the East Side. Big ups to my peoples at WEQY. He's shaking his head. He knows that his uncle is not. Anyway, I talk about food more than... You could laugh. Don't try to pretend.
I'm just enjoying the show like all your other fans.
My fans?
You got fans.
So, okay. The next place that we had gone to, I tried to take him. I know we talked about, and you're always talking about focusing on going to an area that is in St. Paul, East Side St. Paul. he has been here, and so I use the opportunities of possibly being invited to other parts of the city to also incorporate in with, the show, because every opportunity to talk about food, it could come at any time. So we were invited out by some friends that live in Lina Lakes to a place called Cowboy Saloon. Cowboy Saloon is located, and I know that sounds bad. Cowboy Saloon. It's a restaurant. It's a family restaurant. It really is, but it is located in Circle Pines, the Lexington county or portion of Minnesota. But they offer this one particular night. What night was that, nephew? Was that like Wednesday or I want to say, or was it Tuesday?
It was Tuesday.
Yeah, it was Tuesday, because I remember that was the day that I went back to work.
Mm-hmm.
So Tuesday night we went, and what do we have?
I remember this.
Really? You're gonna forget?
I remember.
How could you forget?
I remember.
What?
I had teriyaki wings.
Okay.
And then you had the I think you had the dry rub wings, right?
I told you I was gonna put you to work. I'm gonna put you to work. You have to remember some stuff.
I don't normally make it a point to remember the food I eat. I just eat till I'm full and then I go to sleep.
Exactly. See, exactly. And yeah.
But I remember this. I had the teriyaki wings, and they were great. I loved them. I ate all of my. He doubted my skills. My uncle didn't believe that I could eat.
Well,
now, granted, I didn't eat all of them, but
they were having a wonderful special. I mean, I think perhaps the friends that invited me out there, they had mentioned like $5 wings or something like that, and I was very surprised. I don't know, maybe if we got there a little bit later and maybe it was more expensive. I don't know if it's more expensive.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because just about everybody in the bar, they had wings flying out. I mean, everybody was ordering all the different types of wings. So I think maybe it was we still had the opportunity to get the $5 wings. But when I tell you these wings, it wasn't just, here's 6 or 7 or 8 pieces. We're looking at like 12 to 15 pieces of wings or something like that. And
they
some
were all
of them,
huge.
They were just out of this world, but they were so delicious, cooked very well. Mm-hmm. I enjoyed the dry rub. I really enjoyed the dry rub. It had the right amount of seasoning, for the chicken. It was perfect for me. And then I didn't get a chance to taste the teriyaki. So what did you think about the teriyaki?
I really liked it. Sometimes I found that, sometimes the teriyaki sauce is either too sweet or it's an overabundance of a specific flavoring, but they struck a really good balance. It wasn't overwhelming or anything like that in terms of how it was tasting. It was really, really good. Good. Not too much sauce overall. That's
cool. That's way cool. Cowboy Saloon is, like I said, is located in Circle Pines area. They're located at 3801 Restwood Road. That's Circle Pines, Minnesota 55014. And again, 3801 Restwood Road, Circle Pines, Minnesota 55014. So if you're out that way, you never know. You could be ice fishing. You could be hunting. You could have a relative come from out of town. He's pointing at himself. Take them. You could take them there. Just to meet some new folks, just to hang out and have a really good experience. Folks that live up in Circle Pines, if you're not familiar with Cowboy Jacks, please, head over there. It's a great atmosphere. They were playing bingo that night too.
They were.
We didn't win. Dang.
We sure didn't. We tried.
We tried.
We made an earnest effort.
We did. I mean, we didn't spend a whole lot of money and everything.
I was close one time.
Yeah.
But it didn't pan out.
It was a wide variety of it was a different type of bingo that I hadn't seen before. But again, that was not really the purpose of us going there. It was more so because we were there for the chicken. Cowboy Jacks, though, it's described as being a rustic, old West style watering hole with billiards, weekly bingo, sports and television, and American grub. So it is American style food. They have a Facebook page if you want to, see what other options they have available, as well as their happy hours. I think they mentioned their happy hours are from 2 to 6. That's Monday through Friday, and then 3 to 6 on Saturdays and Sundays. So, if you get a chance, please make sure that you I guess say hello. Say that the Un-Bougie Foodie was out there. They don't know sometimes that the Un-Bougie Foodie is out there. That brings me to something. My nephew, even though they have been informed, what does the Un-Bougie Foodie stand for? So I'm gonna ask you. I'm putting you on the spot. Yes, I'm putting you on the spot. Tell me what you think the Un-Bougie Foodie stands for. Especially the word Un-Bougie.
You mean the title Un-Bougie or what you as a person stands for?
The title.
Oh, the title.
The title.
Well, I don't know if people say bougie in Minnesota, but I know in LA, bougie means kind of snobby, a little stuck up. So generally, foodies kind of have that stigma of being really snobby about their food and being kind of uppity about what they eat. And I went to this place and it was so exclusive. And so I think I found the Un-Bougie Foodie is kind of making the experience of appreciating food a lot more accessible to everyone else and not kind of isolating people by being all snobby about it.
And there you have it, folks. You have it from out of the mouths of, okay, I won't say babes, but he's a young man. He's nearly 21. That's another story. Yeah, I'm going to josh you on that too. But I'm glad you have brought a little bit of light to that as well, because I know that in the past, there have been some that have asked, well, what does that mean? Un-Bougie. Well, exactly how you described it is how I would like everyone to view this show and the information or the topics that we talk about, because yes, even though we are talking about certain restaurants, there are times where I will be talking about social issues and social issues regarding food. Oftentimes you hear me have articles about food deserts and nonprofit organizations that are trying to alleviate food deserts within the St. Paul and just Minnesota in general, but specifically in the St. Paul and Minneapolis area. And one that I've talked about in the past that's very, very near and dear to, I'm quite sure, the radio station, but also me just finding out more information, is the Twin Cities Mobile Market. They, again, are a nonprofit organization, but they are making sure that that individuals that don't have the ability or have perhaps some type of hardship of getting to a grocery store, one that would offer more nutritious foods, fruits and vegetables and so forth is what I'm speaking of, that they bring that into the areas of neighborhoods that don't have a nearby grocery store. Maybe a car is down or they don't have a vehicle. Here we have, a nonprofit organization that, by contacting them, they are more than happy to make themselves available to bring, an actual, it's a converted bus, city bus, and they're very noticeable. It says Twin Cities Mobile Market along the side. They have been, I was introduced to them. I'd known about them before and just saw them in passing, like on the freeway or something. But then more closely, at the time that WEQI hosted 7th Street Live. 7th Street Live was a festival that was held in August of this year, but Twin Cities Mobile Market was there, and the handout and information, they even had the opportunity for you to go on the bus to see the different types of foods. One of the other show hosts actually spoke with one of the organizers or of the mobile market, and they provided them with much more information on the use, how the Twin Cities Mobile Market came into existence, again helping with food deserts within the area and showing the different products. I mean, there's milk, bread, vegetables, cereal. So literally it is a mobile market that can go into just about any area possible. So when I know got sidetracked a little bit off that because I got a little bit excited about talking about the different subjects that myself as the Un-Bougie Foodie talks about. But again, that's the type of information that we want to share with you, community, individuals, neighbors, folks that listen to the show and appreciate an opportunity to know about certain food organizations within your community, as well as restaurants. So I want to give a shout out again to everyone that's listening today. I know it's a busy day, but still, the fact that you took the time to, listen to the Un-Bougie Foodie, greatly appreciated. I want to talk a little bit more about places that we've gone to, which, gosh, we've been kind of like going a number of places, haven't we?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
We have. Yeah, me and inviting him to have food. That's been hilarious. We can't forget. We can't forget. Come on now. Pimento Jamaican kitchen. Oh, see, man. Now Pimento, I'm just going to say, because we have, our background is based on Caribbean food. I took him there and I just kind of let him, I don't know, engross himself in the food that was there.
Felt like I was at home.
Thank you. Exactly. So exactly why I wanted to take you there, because I know how to cook. However, being busy, there's not a way for me to come home and hey, I'm gonna cook up some stewed beans and rice. Well, some, either rice and beans or some stewed chicken or whatever. It's like, no, let's just drive over someplace and go get some. Now, of course, I understand that they are not the only ones in the city that does Caribbean food, because, there are other places, Marla's, if you're not familiar, Victor's. Also, places that they serve Cuban food at Victor's, but Marla's, Guyanese, Caribbean style, but Pimento Jamaican kitchen. Like I said, I think the most expensive thing, which is what I ordered on the menu, Oxtail. Sorry. Oxtail. They have this dish called what did you have? It was One Love.
I had the One Love special.
One Love special. What was that? How was that?
Oh, again, felt like I was at home. Oh, it was so good.
The meat was tender.
Very.
The chicken was tasty. It was. I think it was a mixture. It seemed like
it was the jerk chicken, the jerk pork. It had the coleslaw.
Yep.
And then the rice, coconut rice.
Yeah.
Top to bottom. Oh, it was so good.
I'm looking at that picture right now, and I wish that you all could be here to.
His mouth is watering all over the mic.
And look at that, the moisture that's on the chicken. Look at that barbecue sauce. That cabbage. Yeah. Sorry. I love the portions that they give you. Mm-hmm. It's not in no way, shape, or form do they, slack on giving you a good, healthy portion. I mean, it's not like you're getting this huge plate.
Yeah.
But they give you a nice bowl for the size that you're getting, and very, very tasty.
I think that might be my favorite part of it, was that it was a good amount of food, but it wasn't an overwhelming amount of food. You didn't look at him like, I don't think I'm going to be able to finish this.
Nah, all of that got there were no bones. There were nothing left to consume. The bowls were clean. Well, except for me, I had oxtail, and those were dry. So those were sucked dry. So if you know Caribbean folks, and Caribbean folks don't play when it comes to, if you're
Eating their
having
bones.
oxtail, come on now. It's like you can't just sit there with, and pick at it a little bit with, with a fork and a knife and everything like that. It's like, I'm sorry, you are not a real. I was going to say a real person. You're not a person that really appreciates Caribbean food, especially oxtail. If you just use a knife and take off all the meat and scrape the meat, you have to pick that up and sorry.
And if you're doing it right, that's the noise you're going to hear.
Yeah, seriously. I'm sorry. I know that's like TMI with the sound effects and so forth. But, I'm sorry. When it comes down to oxtail, I mean, come on now. You got to pick it up and engross yourself with the Caribbean cuisine. And I think if anyone else out there that is sitting around you while they're enjoying also the tastings of Pimento Jamaican Kitchen, and they are seeing you leave meat and the marrow and the other juicy tender portions of meat within that oxtail on the bone, they're gonna be like, what wrong with you, man? Anyway, the oxtail, delicious as always. I've talked about pimento, but I'm talking about it again because I needed to take my nephew there so that he could appreciate it. I don't even think. No, see, I wasn't doing the Un-Bougie Foodie at that time when Auntie B came, because
no, you weren't.
we could have went there. I mean, come on now. But then too, she did cook that at home. I mean, we didn't have oxtail. We had stewed chicken, and she did coconut rice and beans. So it really didn't make any sense to kind of like do that anyway. So when you get your fix from a family member,
no restaurant compares.
No restaurant. No, exactly. But when you find a restaurant where you know that, okay, I don't feel like cooking right now, and I don't think I'm going to. I need to find some place that could make me think of home. Yeah, that's where I'm gonna go. It was awesome. They had meat pies. It's great when you have 2 or more people with you, because then you could order a whole lump sum of stuff, and then you like eat, please share. So, aside from him having the One Love special of myself having the oxtail, I ordered another side of coconut rice and beans. And then we had chicken patties. There were meat patties. There are 2 types. There was the beef and then the chicken.
Yeah.
Spicy, not overly spicy, just right amount of heat. There's just something, and I think
it was like perfectly flaky.
It really was really good. And I like the fact that it's not that they put like spice in the actual dough itself. It really was the meat that was flavored, so that I guess it just came out. It tasted so great from the inside out. Tasting the flavor of the meat mixed in with the dough, the baked dough, and the flakiness. Yeah, it was awesome.
A1. It was great.
It was really great. Oh man, I tell you, time is just flying by. But there's still 1 or 2 other places that I want to talk to or mention. Gosh, breakfast. You want to mention what you had at breakfast? I'm going to tell the place in a second.
Okay. Well, you say the place first. That way it has context.
Really? Come on now. The Neighborhood Cafe.
Okay. We went to the Neighborhood Cafe, and I had the pot roast eggs Benedict, which meant a lot because I never had any eggs Benedict before. But I figured, the trip is about trying new food, so I'll try it. That was a great decision for the day.
It was.
It was fantastic. It was so tender, and just the eggs Benedict was not what I thought it was gonna be.
Someone described it as being runny eggs or runny
that's what
yolk.
I thought it was. I was very incorrect.
Yeah, you were. And you were very pleasantly surprised, too,
definitely.
by the taste and the flavor, because And I apologize. Excuse me, because I did not mention about Pimento Jamaican Kitchen, the address. Oh. So hold on. We'll go back to Neighborhood Cafe in just a second. But Pimento Jamaican Kitchen, it is located at 2524 Nicollet Avenue in Minneapolis, Minnesota, 55404. If you're not familiar, down Nicollet is just your food heaven. It's called Eat Street. So you can't go wrong. You could find just about every type of food that you want down Eat Street. I've mentioned about Eat Street or just Nicollet Avenue in the past, but again, Pimento Jamaican Kitchen, 2524 Nicollet Avenue. And I think they're open today from 11 to, there might be, because of the holiday or New Year's Eve, if you would, they might close a little bit early, I would think. But they definitely are open. I'm not going to even suggest it, because even though it's 10:44 right about now and 15 minutes and we have not had breakfast, yeah, anything's possible. I'm telling you though, if I ever found out that they served something like Johnny Cake over there, it'll be on.
It's finished.
It was done. It'd be done. 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 Anyway, sorry. That was a whole rant right there. I was a little bit excited about that because I just thought about that. I'm not sure what type of breakfast dish they have over there. I have always gone for lunch.
Fried Jack.
See, you're speaking ugliness now. Stop it. But back to Neighborhood Cafe though. Neighborhood Cafe. Let me mention the address and everything there, because the Neighborhood Cafe. Neighborhood Cafe is located at 1570 Selby Avenue. That's in St. Paul, Minnesota, 55104. And they are open today from 6:30 to. Gosh, I keep forgetting when I go to the these, or have written down this information or obtained this information. I keep forgetting about New Year's Eve. The times might be different because they want to, of course, be home with their families and so forth before the clock strikes midnight, before the new year. But yeah, they are. Oh wow! They are a wonderful breakfast spot. Get there early, because I think it's a great size for what they're. What for them to handle, but because it's so popular, the food is so good. American fare, the breakfasts that they offer breakfast, lunch, as well. But the breakfast that they offer is just, it's phenomenal. It really is. My nephew was talking about the Benedict, one of the Benedicts that he had, because I had one as well. The one specifically that he had was the pot roast Benedict. Mm-hmm. So with any type of, like when they say eggs Benedict, it is 2 basted eggs that are served over top of, in this case, pot roast, and an English muffin, and then it's topped with hollandaise sauce. And then it's also served with hash browns. That's $10. Well, $11 actually, because there's a difference between the ham and the roast, pot roast. But man, that pot roast was so tender. So I mean, here we're just,
we're just like fawning over the food.
Well, because here the pot roast itself. I mean, you're cutting it with a butter knife. There was no need for a steak knife
at all.
The meat was just tender and, my favorite word, moist. But the hollandaise sauce mixed in, and he was so concerned about the yolk being runny, and I was like, dude, look, I cut mine. I'll talk about mine in a moment, because I had a Benedict as well, but it was the right texture, it was the right consistency, so he didn't have to worry about it. And then mixing it in with the hollandaise sauce and everything, yeah, he's clapping.
Round of applause.
Boy. Oh yes,
he did it.
We won't talk about that. The mine was the Casa Benedict. So everything that we just talked about, that I mentioned regarding eggs Benedict, you're going to substitute, his pot roast for andouille sausage. That was on the in place of the ham or the pot roast or whatever. So again, 2 eggs over the andouille sausage that was on an English muffin, and then with the hollandaise sauce. I tell you, that hollandaise sauce though, I think that's one thing that I have not, I guess, mastered or had the opportunity to really make. But I'm telling you, that stuff right there, I wish I could bottle that and just on everything that I have. I would do rice. I would do chicken. Definitely, Brussels sprouts. I have not seen a recipe for Brussels sprouts with hollandaise sauce. And I know that sounds
I
like
bet it would be good though.
Especially if it was one similar to that of Neighborhood Cafe. Yeah, I'm telling you. So, folks, again, Neighborhood Cafe. They are located at. I lost the address. They are located at. And I just had it. And I just said it. Sorry. That's 1570. Man. That's hilarious because I just mentioned it too. If 1570 Selby. I just said it. 1570 Selby Avenue, St. Paul. That's what happens sometimes when your show is live. So, there's a little quirk here every now and then. But, you make an easy recovery. 1570 Selby Avenue. That's in St. Paul, Minnesota, 55104. Okay. These last minute rushes of food stops that we make. Last night, it wasn't a rush. It was, we were busy out during the day. So yesterday we went to Neighborhood Cafe. So, that was in the morning. We had our lunch, if you would. I mean, our breakfast. And we only had 2 meals of the day. So that was that one. Neighborhood Cafe was breakfast. I think we ran around and did some stuff. What did we do?
We gallivanted.
We did. We even tried to, this is off topic a little bit, but we tried to go snow tubing in Buck Hill. Yes, it wasn't planned very well. Let me put it that way. We weren't fully prepared. I think today probably might be a better day that we're prepared. But anyway, after we recovered and said, okay, yeah, we're not doing this, we went home. I took a nap. Someone else decided to do something else.
I was playing video games.
Yeah, exactly. And so
I know I needed to take a nap.
Well, really, what are you trying to say? Yeah, okay.
I'm not trying to say anything.
I'm gonna hurt him later. If he doesn't fly back home tomorrow, you all know why. But I woke up from my nap. I woke up from my nap, and I was hungry because I know that, yeah, we had eaten earlier in the day.
Yeah.
And so we went and decided we were going to go to Handsome Hog. Everybody that knows me knows that I love Handsome Hog in more ways than one. More reasons. Maybe that's a better way to put it. Because they have pork belly. And even though I did not have the opportunity to have my pork belly the way that I wanted it, or to have my pork belly, period, a nice slice that's caramelized with sugar or granulated sugar, brown sugar, that offers a wonderful crust.
Is it moist?
It's moist as well. It's moist. Yeah, I didn't have that opportunity to have that because we went there a little bit after 10 o'clock and they stopped serving it after 10 or at 10 o'clock. But that did not take away from the fact that we had some awesome food there at Handsome Hog. I'm telling you, you will see these pictures on Facebook at the Un-Bougie Foodie, but I tell you, I don't think my nephew was really ready for the type of food that he was in for.
Nah, I wasn't ready.
He wasn't ready.
I wasn't ready for it.
Ready.
But that being said, I think I handled myself like
you did. You did. What did you think about the poutine?
It was amazing. Now, I'm not a big fan of spicy food. I'm not. But our server, he warned me at the beginning. He warned me. He said, it's you like spicy food. I said no. And he's like, you know what? Maybe I should have him, color that.
And
maybe,
what did you say?
And I said, it's cool. I'm here to experience and stuff. Give me the meal and all of its glory and all its fidelity. That was a terrible mistake.
Well,
it was still delicious.
It was wonderful.
But because I didn't like spicy food, it was so hot. It made it difficult for me to enjoy it fully. But
he enjoyed it because he ate all of it.
Oh, I did. I made a point to eat all of it. It was so spicy. It got my sinuses all loose and my nose was
gross. But the poutine, basically, it was something that was not on the menu. He said that, right? He said it was not on the menu for the night.
Not on the menu.
Poutine was normally being served, but the type of poutine that they were serving tonight was. It was, if you're familiar with poutine, it normally has either maybe tater tots or, as kind of like a base, and then a meat mixture, and then maybe some gravy. Well, for this, it was nice, huge wedges of potatoes with roasted short ribs, and then, with a fried egg over on top. Man, I'm telling you.
So good.
And the spices that went along with it. Yeah, it did have somebody kind of sweating a little bit and everything, but it was really great. Yeah, I had the pork belly and short ribs slider. Just I'm not gonna say the word again, but you know what word it is.
I'll say it for you. It's moist.
Yeah. And then there was the
mac and cheese.
The mac and cheese, of course. Yeah, that bacon on top. Yeah, it's just wonderful. Mm-hmm. But then there was the chicken fried ribs.
Oh, man.
Chicken fried ribs. I'm sorry. Fall off the bone. I mean, you bite it and the thing just comes away from the bone like nothing, like nobody's business. So yeah, please, if you have not been to Handsome Hog, I will always talk about Handsome Hog. You would think that I have some type of connection with them. It's the pork belly. It really is. They are located at 203 East 6th Street in St. Paul, Minnesota. Wonderful spot. Nice if you're going there for late night eats. Make it a point. And the prices. Come on now, the prices were off on point. That was
great.
And I was surprised. My nephew was surprised as well.
I was able to leave there with the itis, which is a tall order, all things considered.
You're dumb. Oh man, nephew, thank you so much for being here. I'm glad that you came out.
Your show.
I know, right? I hope all your friends had an opportunity to listen to you on the radio.
Right?
Ooh. Boy.
Twice.
Yeah. So we're coming to the end of the show. Thank you all so much for listening. Happy New Year. I know that, again, this is the last show for me for the year. I know that sounds corny, but, it is December 31st. Please be safe out there. And thank you again so much. I appreciate WEQY and giving us this opportunity. And as always, as I end the show, please remember, never let anyone tell you what type of foodie you are, because really, it is all about the food.